In today's video, I'm going to share the 7 things that I learned from a firefighter. That's right. A firefighter that came into a restaurant. I was sitting at the restaurant bar and he ended up sitting beside me. We started talking about dating. Eventually the conversation went there. And he shared with me the 7 things that he learned about women that I want to share with you. But to my surprise, number 5, 6, and 7 are things that he was not winning at, even as a firefighter with women. And so you could be a Chad, but even Chads can't win all the time. And that's what we're going to get into. All right. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the notification button because I'm dropping videos every week. All right. Talk about firefighter. Sirens in the background. Perfect timing, right? Anyways, I hope you don't mind with the sirens because I want to just keep this video going and it ties into this topic anyways. So the 7 things that this firefighter taught me, and like I said, number 5, 6, and 7, those 3 things that he wasn't winning at even as a Chad. And check this out. This firefighter, black guy, handsome guy, 6'2", age 32, and probably about 230 pounds. And this guy was jacked, okay? He looked like a fucking superhero, this guy, okay? But even he can't win all the time, especially as a Chad. So I'm going to get into this right away. Number 1, he was telling me your height matters, right? And I am not 6'2". I'm not even 5'9", 5'8". I am 5'7". But it is what it is. I cannot change my height, but height matters. There's nothing you can do about it. So don't stress over it because there's going to be women into you anyways, or they're not. But that's why I typically go for women that are Latino, Asian, and of shorter. Here's the thing, man. I'll just say this. Why does height matter to women? You know why it really matters? Because if they put on heels, they wear a 3-inch heel or 4-inch heel, they want the guy to be at least the same height or taller. That's ultimately why they're into taller guys. Yes, they'd like a guy that it can protect them, but in Western society specifically, women wear heels and they don't want to be taller than the guy. Okay, so your height matters, number 1. 2, your looks matter. This is real. And again, there's things that you can do to improve your looks. Like, for example, the way you shape your beard, you can have more of a square jawline, right? If you're bald like me, there's not much I can do about my hair, and some women don't like bald guys. Okay, it is what it is. By the way, just quick side note, if I get, the number 1 negative comment, if I were to get negative comments on any of my socials, it's that people think they're insulting me by saying, well, you're bald. Like, okay, whatever. The Rock's bald. Jason Statham's bald. Don't allow baldness to reduce your self-confidence and your self-esteem because there's a lot of women that are into bald guys. So, but your looks matter. This is what he was telling me, which is true. Okay? 3, your body matters, right? A lot of you guys are busy working at your job. You're doing all these other things. You got a shitty diet and you look like shit. I'm just calling a spade a spade. Most men, older men over 40, their bodies look like shit. And you guys are not putting in the time to go to the gym and make yourself look better. Your body matters when you're single, all right? Number 4, your job matters because that eventually they're going to find out what you do for a living. So you might be working on yourself to get a better job, but your job matters in dating, okay? So here's the best things I wanted to save is number 5, number 6, and number 7 that even Chad was having a hard time with in his dating. So he told me that his frame matters, right? But he told me, imagine this, imagine firefighter Bill, jacked and Chad. He told me that when it comes to confidence with women, that he's not very confident with women, and your frame is so important. You need to have a take it or leave it attitude. I will refer to Russell Brand. I've mentioned him many times in my other videos. Russell Brand, scrawny guy, kind of looks like Jesus. This firefighter can break him in half. The confidence that Russell Brand has is off the charts. He would blow the doors off of the firefighter, if they were sitting beside women, right, in terms of the women being more drawn, yes, they'll probably sleep with firefighter, but they won't stick with them, right? So he was saying that that's one of the reasons why women end up breaking up with him, is because he's just not a very confident man when it comes to women. So that's number 5, is your frame. Number 6, your money. So he told me this. He said he's been dumped by other men, or excuse me, dumped by women because they bounce over to some guy that can help them out more with their bills. And to my surprise, I live in Atlanta. The average firefighter earns only about $85,000 per year. And so, yes, on the one hand, he said I can sleep with a lot of women, right? But they don't stick around because I don't make enough money and they don't help elevate their lifestyle. Now, you're probably thinking, well, Silver Bachelor, they don't dump him because they're going after the beta that will pay his bills. And yes, that does happen. But again, this is part of frame, right? If a woman feels like, wait a minute, this guy has frame, then the money doesn't really matter so much. But the most important one is number 7, okay? And he said that he had some women break up with him because they got bored. They got bored of him. And he's like, well, what do you mean? He says, I'm busy. I'm trying to save lives. And they're like, yeah, but that's all you do. So number 7 is you need to have goals and a purpose. And it almost doesn't really matter what it is. But if your only thing you are about is being a firefighter, that is going to work against you, because women want a man that's diverse, that has diversity in his interest, and he's got other things he's pursuing, right? So doesn't matter, like I said, what it is. Maybe you're trying to compete for a marathon. Maybe you're started a YouTube channel, whatever it is, or you want to be a famous DJ someday, whatever. I don't want to be a famous DJ. I do DJ on the side, but that's not of interest to me. But so that's what these women are looking for, is a guy who has more about them than their freaking job or their business. Yeah, okay, sure, they've got a successful business, but they want to know that this guy has more layers to him than just that. So let me know what you think in the comments, especially as I mentioned about number 5, 6, and 7 and what you think, but also what other weaknesses do you see a lot of Chads having? All right, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.